right, looks like we're up live. Hey everyone, this is our weekly AMA. Hang on, mute this. Okay, right now it's just me. I think Hegemony will be on to join me. We'll give a few minutes for everyone to come in. Really turn on like some music or something. Like some waiting music to start the. And there he is.
Badoop.
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
We are up live.
Excellent.
Turn on the volume here.
Turn the volume off on YouTube because it's coming through.
What's up?
I had the YouTube, a tab with the YouTube open, and so then it starts talking to me in a delay.
Yeah.
Let's see who's in the chat. Corey Hill. He's always here. He's on it. Utkarsh. And Kale Morse. I see these names a lot. They're on top of it.
We need to make sure we update the logo for this too.
Where?
We have it as a graphic. I don't remember if we used it last time.
Oh yeah, I see it. I got it. I'm on it.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see. All right, everyone. Give just a couple more minutes. I guess we'll go 5:04. And then we'll start into our little spiel. I guess we haven't done our own in a couple weeks because
2 weeks.
Last week, yeah, Matt did it with Year Pop.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Zach, how's your family? How are your kids?
They're doing good. Got another one of those mini pools my wife got, so that's been a big hit. But yeah, how about yours?
Doing good. Crazy. They just always seem, somebody's always into something. It's usually one of them. He's kind of our run around, tear everything up kid.
Troublemaker.
Yeah, a little bit of a troublemaker. But gotta love him.
Sure. This. I'm trying to add no caption here. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started.
All right. Well, so the guys, this week, Matt is out of town, traveling, busy man. We have a number of things that we'll touch on from the week and what's going on. We got, of course, we have Zach McClary, aka Apollo Ted. You'll see him on Telegram. Are you on Twitter as Apollo Ted?
I am.
Okay. And Discord. I am Caleb Sylvester. Zach, I guess I'll say Zach is in charge of development, running that team. I am creative director, aka Hegemony, if you see me on Twitter or Discord or Telegram. Starting off, the first thing we want to say is just for this week, be safe out there. Like we've seen a lot of, if you're in Telegram, you've seen a lot of bots popping in or scammers and spammers, and they've been hitting us pretty hard this week. You're doing something right when people want to get in on that action in a bad way. Be safe in Telegram, be safe in Discord. Do not click on random links. Double check anytime that somebody DMs you. If they say that they're Matt, you can always get in the public channel and ping Matt to make sure that that's him. But you know what? Matt's not going to DM you. None of the team will DM you first. It's highly unlikely. That beyond our channels, be safe with your wallet. Watch out what you're signing. It's just, there's a lot of scams going on, a lot of people trying to steal, and so just be safe.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So this week we've had so this is a pretty big week for us. Oh, I just knocked my lamp off. Can I save it? That did not help. I don't know if I can fix it.
Uh-oh.
Zach, you take over for a moment.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I got it. All right. So this has been a big week because we just rolled out DAO 2.0 contract. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Zach's going to tell us about it, as well as implementing the new prize wallet system. So the prize, we've run 7 contests now. The first 6, each time we were just giving away a flat 10K worth of Apollo, and that was actually being paid out from the dev wallet. But what we have moved to now is an algorithmic formula. So last week was a test of that formula. We used the formula to pay out the prize, even though we hadn't actually merged in the 2.0 contract yet. But the way that new prize is being calculated is based on the number of contestants in the contest, the size of the prize of the DAO prize fund, and the number of voters in the that vote in the contest, and the number of brand new first-time voters. So by using that formula, last week at least, Omar was our winner, and he took home $17,000 prize in Apollo, of course. But so that has now officially been merged in this week. I'll let Zach say something about that if he would like to. Maybe even like, hey, we all kind of know about smart contracts. At least we've heard of it, but like, what does that mean as far as like switching smart contracts, and how does that work? Where does that code live?
Yeah, I guess we can go into that. As Caleb said, one of the things is we've upgraded the DAO. So you hear a lot of terms with blockchain. There's a long one called immutability, right? So in a sense, Ethereum allows you to launch applications in the form of smart contracts, which is really just code, right? It's just one code file, and that code can manage anything. For us, it manages Apollo in the DAO. And so, it sets its rules, and it handles like handing out funds, voting on things, all sorts of tasks. So if you come into Etherscan, let's go ahead and sign out.
Are you going to share screen?
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry. Let's pop this up. Bam. Okay. So I'm on Etherscan, and as an example, yes, and we are working on getting the dog pulled off of Etherscan. There's about 1,000 applications that, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, Etherscan, that all require applications anytime you update any information. So we are working on all of it, and there's only so much we can do. So here I want to go and I want to look at the contract. So you'll see on Etherscan, and this is, I don't know how technical I should go here. Tell me if I need to skip through anything, Caleb. So if you're looking at Etherscan, and I want to see like what the software that runs Apollo is like, because maybe I'm looking at another token and I'm researching, and someone says, oh, well, it's got something in it that means they can pull your funds or something like that. Okay, so you'll go to the token Apollo Inu and click on the contract, and it kind of gives you a simple interface. So under read contract, you'll see things like our artist fee, which is 1%. You can verify this yourself, just searching like I did. And then there are rights. So the reads are things you just click and you can query information from the contract. You can actually go and check your balance or
so like what would you put? Oh, artist fee. 1%. Okay, I see. So it's just saying
That's the
one
output.
one unit or one number.
I'll show you. It's 1, but we treat that as a percent.
Okay,
1% is what
gotcha.
that is. And then balance of like this is what like your wallet or anything will query. It actually goes to the contract and checks your balance by pasting your address here. Rights, we don't have to go through any of that. But say I want to look at the actual code. Etherscan's
Yes.
kind of funny on how that works. You have to go up here. If you're looking at an ERC20 token, you'll see contract up here. And I want to go look at the actual contract. So here, you'll see a code tab now. So this is the software that runs Apollo. What you see here is exactly what runs Apollo. There is this green check mark right here, this contract source code verifies, means that there is nothing hidden beyond this.
Okay.
Whatever functionality is in a smart contract is in the source code here.
All right.
Okay. So what we've done is in the code, we have given, we have a field. One go to the top. There we go. We have a field for the artist DAO, right? And if you want to go read it through this neat interface, you can look here. That's our current artist DAO.
Okay.
But
Is that also a contract or is that a wallet?
That is also a contract.
Okay.
So we wanted to be as decentralized as possible. So we didn't want just some private wallet holding things or even a multi-sig wallet. We'd rather give you source code that you can read and make sure you understand everything that's going on. So now I want to actually go visit that. And boom, I want to go to the contract code. This is the current Apollo DAO. Doesn't do much right now. Really all it does is allow someone to vote on a new DAO, which is the one we just implemented. So now this new DAO adds all the functionality in for calculating rewards, handing out rewards, all that fun stuff.
Okay. Interesting. So, okay, so this is the DAO contract. Show me the other one again.
So we'll go back. This is the Apollo. So this is like the token contract.
All right. So this is good to know because I know we have some in the Apollo community. We have people ask, "Hey, can I see the code?" And the same goes for other projects too, whether they're tokens or other ERC or other Ethereum projects. You can always go look at the code yourself. We're not all developers, and so that can be tricky. But there's probably somebody who has verified it and double checked it. Like ours has been investigated and approved by Soken.
Yes.
I don't know. Does something here tell you that ours has been checked?
So on Etherscan, all Etherscan does is you submit this contract, and then when if you want your source code displayed, they have you submit the source code, and it verifies that what they've compiled is a perfect match, and then it says verified.
Okay.
That does not mean that it's been checked for security flaws or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So no. Then to check ours, you really just would go into the Telegram, ask, has this been audited, blah, 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 or maybe on the website. Like ours is right here. You can check our audit.
Okay.
But no, nothing on Etherscan will tell you that it's passed an audit. I believe Dex Tools may have something. No.
They might link to it, but I'm not certain.
Yeah.
I think they have Dex Tools. I think they have like their own like little tool that kind of reads stuff and gives an estimation of how safe it is. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that because I know that's a question people have and also something that you should question. Like you need to check out whenever you're getting into a new project, you need to check out what's going on with the contracts, just see what's going on. Even if you're not technical yourself, somebody's talking about it or writing about it. All right. So other technical stuff. Can you tell us anything more about dev work for the week? We have the new 2.0 contract. We're working with the new formulaic prize wallet. How can people figure out what that number is going to be? when they're
Yes,
entering the
that's
contest.
actually, I don't know if we really want to show that, but Caleb has actually passed off to us his design for how we are going to show off the rewards. Because, I mean, first glance might be kind of confusing. You have all these variables, blah, blah, blah. So Caleb has actually given us a nifty way to show on the website. You know, it'll have like a little progress bar showing like, okay, we've unlocked bonus votes because we reached the minimum threshold, and based on how many new votes we have, this is what the bonus would be, and that would incentivize hopefully creators to go out and not
Let's
only.
go ahead and let's look at it. Can you show it to us?
Yeah.
This will be like a first peek for people here.
Give me just a second. Let's ramble. So we've right now at this point we have deployed the new potential DAO, and now we are just doing last minute checks on it. For development purposes, we use.
If you want to look at the design file, that's fine too. Or
Okay, yeah,
I don't know where y'all are on dev for that one.
Yeah, it's pulling up now. So yeah, we use Truffle. It's like a development suite. So like I can run. Like it does cool stuff. Like I can run my own blockchain on my computer and then test against that. And we of course have plenty of unit tests that we go through.
You turn on sharing
Okay.
when you're ready.
Oh yes. Okay. So this is a nifty tool that Caleb turned us on to called Figma. And this is how, just kind of a sneak peek behind how the design development goes together, is Caleb will put it together on Figma, and then he will pass us links, and then I go and check, make sure it meets all the requirements we were looking for, and then I pass it off to any other developers providing links, and it's very nifty because you can go in and you can grab sizes, colors, anything like that. But I don't know, Caleb, if you wanted to talk through where this design came from at all.
For the widget?
Yes.
Sure. Can you zoom in on just
Yeah.
that one widget? Or isn't there one where it shows like side by side? The other views of it.
Right here?
Let's look at those. So okay, so the first one, the top left, is like when the contest is starting out, and it's the base prize. So the base prize for a contest is based on the number of creators in the contest and the amount of tokens in the prize fund. And so each creator is 0.1%. I think that's right.
For now, yes, 0.1%.
Yeah, so 1.1%. So in this scenario for this widget, I used 10 creators, and I put those numbers up above that just a little bit if you scroll up slightly. So 10 times, 10.1 equals 1%. So I got the number of tokens in the wallet, in the prize fund, got 1% of that, and then I, based on the time at this calculation and the price of the token, that equaled $19,000, or what does that say? 422 million Apollo tokens. So that would be the base prize for this contest based on these metrics. After we have the option for a bonus on top of the base. So after 100 votes, the bonus possibilities unlock. And you can see on the far side of that progress bar, the potential bonus can be up to 50% of the base. So that could be an additional 211 million tokens, which is $9,000 and something. And so that's going to be based on the ratio of total voters and of those total voters, how many are new voters? So if it was 50% were brand new voters, then you would get maxed out at the maximum bonus possible. I think I described that correctly. But so this is kind of what the widget would look like if we had 16% were new voters, 50% were new voters, and then 100% were new voters. So just kind of, we're trying to think of like, how can we show the numbers in a way that mostly, that makes sense and that people know what they're they're working towards as far as the prize wallet. Technically speaking, creators probably don't know the number, the amount in the prize wallet as soon as it's before the contest starts.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be clear as soon as the contest starts, and based on the historical numbers, you'll see how much, you'll have an idea of what you're playing for. You're not going to be playing for $100. It's definitely going to be more significant. Of course, this is with the idea of 10 creators. That's how I did the calculation, just because in this design, just because that was a lot easier to do with 1%. Lately, we've had more around 6 to 8 creators. So this week we have 8 creators. I think we had 6 last week. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how this widget turns out, and if it makes sense to people, and definitely want to hear back from the community as it rolls out. If it doesn't make sense, or if it does, we want to get some feedback on that.
Yeah, and the big thing here you'll notice in all these equations is we aren't really tying anything back to the current price. So all of this scales really well with Apollo. If you're worried about I don't want us giving out too much money or too little money. Like if the project blows up, we should be giving out more. This all allows it to scale along with the size of the project. So
yep,
we're really excited to go back to, I believe I have the Trello board here. Bam. Right, so I talked about we're promoting 2.0 to live. We have some stuff in QA. Like we talked about last week, Caleb came up with a great idea for showing POAPs in old contests, and so we have some new POAPs to add. As a reminder, go get your POAPs. For an easy way to get there, just go to the Apollo website /POAPs. Boom.
Yep.
Looky there. So make sure you claim your POAPs. There's some bugs we're working on. Those are in QA. Those should be up soon. We've added some stuff for control over contest cycles and starts to give us a little bit of control in the dead time for adding in contestants and making sure that we get the most out of every contest and we're not missing any time. And then, of course, we're always updating logos as we go through and find things. Luckily, the contests and stuff like that is easy enough that we can do ourselves. But as I mentioned before, if you missed it, you'll still see if you go to certain websites, they will have the old dog logo, and those applications have been sent out. And so we are now just in a process of pushing those along and making sure all of our logos get updated. As far as in progress stuff, DAO 2.0, prep for special contests. This is for in the future if we want to have a themed contest, or someone comes along and says, I want to have a contest around building sand castles, and I want to have a contest for that. Well, then we can, advertise that, and we can pull certain contests. That way, if I was just doing a normal contest, I could be added to the queue, and I don't have to worry about getting stuck in the sandcastle contest when I was trying to get mine for my music career. And then, of course, staking architecture. Staking and voter rewards, it's been mentioned a lot. We think we have some really cool ideas. So we've kind of put together some initial proposals. It's a process, of course, of coming up with great ideas and then going to engineers and saying, is this even possible? And so we're kind of in the flurry of that, but we will be, over the next month, full on into getting staking up and voter rewards. Voter rewards, it feels like a really important piece of it. Just because we want to drive engagement for voters. So, the widget really adds hopefully some incentive for applicants and current creators, but now we want to add it for people who are coming in to vote.
Yeah. Kale has a question I'm going to throw up really quick. Will the base amount fluctuate with the value of Apollo throughout the week, or be based on when the contest starts on Monday?
That's a great idea, great point. So the base amount, okay, so it's important to note that the word amount is not the base amount of Apollo is what the contest is based off, okay? And so that base amount will only go up because, on Monday it'll look and see, well, the DAO has 1 billion tokens in it or something, so we're going to use 1% of that. But by the end of the week, there will be more transactions, so that amount of Apollo will rise up over the course of the week, at least under our current contest format. So you could always think that the amount of Apollo, the base amount of Apollo, will actually always be a little bit higher than what you see on Monday, just through transactional adds to the DAO.
Gotcha. But the price will also fluctuate.
Yes, the price on top of that will always fluctuate. Of course.
So that could be interesting, because like this week we started off really hot, and we've already, it was this week. Last week
ended hot, and that's part of the reason is, so last week was our first try at using this new formula for the contest that Omar won, and that was what came about for the big prize.
Yeah. So the price even on Monday was up a bit, around 4.05, I think, or 4, and today I think it's been hopping around 3. So it's already dipped a little bit since Monday. Cool. That's awesome. Love seeing that. I think the creators are really going to be excited. The variability of it, that's always a little scary, but I mean, the prize amount is a lot significant.
Yeah, I mean, scary is a weird term because it's still money you're just getting. It's not like you're not losing any money.
Right.
If the price goes down for the contest rewards, it's just
Cool. What do you think about the contest this week? We have 8 contestants.
Yeah, a lot of new faces.
We have a few repeats, and then some brand news as well. Might be about split half and half.
Yeah, it feels like we got a lot of new applicants. A lot of interesting groups or interesting people. And usually, as a general rule, I guess we can go ahead and say this. If you're ever concerned about like the order of things on here, or worried about us favoring people by putting them up at the top, it is always first come, first serve. So if you came on here, you would see, okay, Elizabeth is first. She was the first one to enter the queue, and Brittany was the last one of this group, just kind of as an aside for there. I'm interested to see, we got a nice number of votes there. I'd be interested to see how many votes we got. Last week we got a ton more.
I think we got 193, which is a record. Our previous record had been 146, so almost 50 more.
And I think the math was like 45% of those were new voters, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like if we keep that, this project or the contest will grow like crazy.
Yeah. And so far we have 68 votes submitted, and this is okay. Well, I didn't refresh.
Yeah.
A nice even number. Nice magic number. Yeah. So I mean, we're only on day 3, so that's pretty awesome. I kind of hope we get past 250 this week. If that happens, I don't know. We need to like have some sort of, I don't know, a bet or something, or
something in Telegram.
Okay. Was it Matt? Did he say he was going to eat his hat?
Or he said I would host a pizza. I don't know. He said something.
A pizza party in Dallas.
Yeah, something like that. Go check out all the contestants.
Yeah, get your votes in.
Good ones. This guy is the guy that had the cool Apollo video of.
Yeah. Matt Hackney. He's a rocker.
Go buy some crypto. Apollo Inu, INU. Go buy it.
That's actually a pretty old video. That was from like February or March, I think.
Yeah, that was right after we started.
But Matt's been in the Telegram for a while. Corey says he thinks Matt said that there would be an ice cream party at Hooters.
That's what it was. It was a pizza party. I guess it was ice cream party.
All right. While I mentioned Telegram and Matt Hackney, may as well give a shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to some community members that have like really been on fire lately, doing a lot of hard work in the Telegram, on Twitter, making stuff, posting stuff. I want to give a shout out to Tom. I won't say your last name. We got Tom. We got somebody named SR on Twitter, just like hitting it hard with sharing Apollo stuff and sharing it with people outside of our community. We got another guy. I can't say his name. It's like Jiraj Antal. Shout out to that dude. Shout out to Music Fan. Shout out to Silverback and Sven. They're all doing freaking amazing stuff. And I did give a shout out earlier. Kale, Kyle, Corey. I see all of y'all. Ute Karsh. I see y'all joining all the time. And it's freaking awesome.
Yes, sir.
We got some stuff coming out for the community too that I think it will be good. As I'm talking about these people who are like really hitting it hard and sharing. We do have the new brand assets available. There's a link to that in the footer on the website. You can download the logos and PNG and SVG forms. We're also going to be putting out a new page for the, I don't know, the best term that we had so far was Army ammo. So we're going to like put out those graphics and that type of like language and stuff that you can use to share and post on Twitter or your socials or give to people. And there's also, I kind of got spurred on in the Telegram community yesterday, and on a whim, I just stopped everything else I was doing, and I spun up a new merch store. So that's coming soon. I got
it's also hats and Telegram.
Yeah, I got the basic shop set up yesterday. Haven't tested it to make sure it's all working yet, but it's close. And then just to start things off, I spun up a number of hat designs, just basic logo stuff. But what I'd like to see is I'm gonna try to get like some of the basic Apollo branding on some product, hats, t-shirts, that kind of thing. And then I'd like to get either some cool designers or community members to create some apparel and stuff that we can add into the shop as well. I may also have to make my own Ethereum hat because I think I just might need that myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for merch. Merch is huge. I've been asking for merch for a while now.
I know, and we actually had first started talking about it because of you and your new baby, and Matt wanted to get you an Apollo dog, a baby onesie.
Yes.
And so we did make that up on a one-off basis, but just have not gotten back around to merch at all.
Yeah, now it's a throwback onesie.
I know, exactly.
Zach's
gonna like turn into an NFT and sell it on eBay or something.
There you go.
For a lot of money. Here's some scorecard news. So we circled up today and we're looking at kind of like just some metrics and things going on. So here's some new stuff for the week. Since last week, we've had 291 new wallets added. So we were hovering around 4,000, which I know we had all kind of like celebrated that for a moment, but we got 291 in the past week, which is pretty awesome. And I think we probably saw that in our creator contest based on the number of new voters that we had. So that definitely was awesome. Market cap. Last week, our market cap was around 13 million. In the past 7 days, it went up and peaked at 45 million. So at least tripled. Mm-hmm. Pulled back a little bit as of like today, but that's not our all-time high. Our all-time high was back into February, beginning of March, around 150 million. So still a long cry from that point, but I mean, seeing that amount of traction in just 1 week is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I would even add to that. I kind of talk about it a little bit in my blog, and I could even at the end of this just go like a brief overview of like how Uniswap works, blah blah blah. We actually reached our ETH price all-time high last week. So you go into Uniswap and most popular is exchanging ETH for Apollo. Mm-hmm. The amount of ETH you had to trade to get one Apollo or vice versa actually reached its highest point. The difference in price USD is obviously because ETH is a third of what it was before.
That I have a question. Maybe you can answer. I kind of have an assumption. So our Uniswap liquidity pool is a pairing of Apollo and Ether. Mm-hmm. And so that's like what's always readily available swap.
Mhm.
If I go in there and I say I want to swap like Matic for Apollo, is that doing like a hop in the middle and swapping to Ethereum first?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
Okay.
Uniswap V2 just takes you between pools, right? So you could literally trade whatever you wanted to for Apollo. It's just gonna like make you go from, like you said, Matic to ETH to Apollo.
Okay. But then it probably also matter. There's a deterministic factor in like what the ETH to Matic pool looks
Yes.
like, or if I was trading some other obscure coin with a small pool,
For
the
sure.
pricing for that swap could be not as favorable.
Right. So like, just an example, like let's say you held at all-time high back in whatever March, and then you were also holding that same amount of last week. So the amount of dollars your Apollo is worth, but it was actually worth the same amount of Apollo. So, or sorry, the amount of dollars it was worth last week is less than our all-time high in March, but the amount of ETH it was worth is the exact same.
Okay.
It's just another way of saying that.
Okay.
And so, that raised a lot of questions of, it's like, well, why didn't you guys pair it with USD? And the kind of short of it is, we wouldn't be on the Ethereum chain if we didn't have strong feelings about it going in the long term. And sure, things with ETH have gone down, but Apollo was not built for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or whatever. This is a project that's going to run for a long time.
Yeah.
In its simplest form.
I think if you are into any project that is ERC20 or similar on Ethereum, like you have to believe in Ethereum as well.
Yeah, that's just traditionally what most smaller tokens pair it with, because it's just everyone has ETH available because you need ETH to operate, so you don't want to pair it with certain things, and then not to get anything too iffy, but people always have worries about stablecoins, so it's like, do you want to pair it with a certain stablecoin, and that stablecoin crashes, and that crashes your token, blah blah blah. So there's just a lot, and the safest move for the long term is always been ETH.
Yeah, I never had as much stablecoin concerns as I do now.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew like fluctuation up to 10%. I was like, it probably happens. But after the whole UST stuff,
yeah, that'll do it to you.
Let me hit up some questions. There's a number of questions in the chat, so I'll just go back to the beginning. One, starting off with any exchange listing news.
So I would say it's not really a Zach question.
It's not. Matt's not here
Right.
for that answer. That's kind of his purview.
You can check Trello. We don't actually, we don't tell you exchanges. We're not supposed to say any names or anything like that. Conversations are always ongoing. Matt has dropped little nuggets. If you want some hints, I don't really want to echo those here, but you can go on Telegram if you're looking for any clues about what exchanges we're talking with.
Yeah, there's just a lot. It's a slow process, and it needs to be slow because there needs to be due diligence on both sides. The exchange listing tokens, but also on our side. Somebody asked this about like, what does due diligence on reps mean? And that means like making sure that the people that come to us saying, hey, we're from XYZ exchange, really are those people from XYZ exchange, not a scammer.
And there's some pretty creative ways they can get around that. We've gotten emails that say, support at whatever exchange.com, and that's the valid email. And then you go in and you look at the headers of the contract, and you can see it's been routed through so-and-so. Telegrams are pretty easy to fake certain users, because you can just Google the company and go through whatever resources, find the name of some guy that has the title of whatever exchange partner or something, and then I can just spin up a Telegram that looks like him, reach out to you, blah blah blah. But the good news is that at least the bigger exchanges are pretty good about. Some of them even have tools for verifying certain handles on social media channels, or you can always email them directly and say, hey, this guy reached out to me, is this legit? And we've obviously had fakes, and we've obviously had reals. The more frustrating news is probably that bigger an exchange is, maybe the slower the process is, both because they're betting on your side and you're vetting them and they're vetting you. So it's just kind of the short of that.
Let's see. Utkarsh also says, "Hey, win Lambo." You know what? You can buy a Lambo whenever you want.
Take
Just
out a
go.
loan.
I would go for it. Yeah.
Take a few jobs, you can get it done.
Just go leverage your ETH and put it into Terra and take out a loan on DeFi.
On that, and
there you go. Just good luck. Let's see. Somebody asked about, do you see Apollo 100x in the future? That's one of those things we can't say. I mean, what is, you don't know.
Yeah.
We believe in Apollo. We're here. We're going to work on it. That's the best that we can do right now.
Yeah. So this question from Utkarsh up here, he just asked, some people answered it just for some clarity. Do we lose any Apollo tokens when we cast vote? The only thing voting cost is about 3 to 4 clicks. So we use IPFS signed messages for verifying your votes. So you don't have to send any Apollo. You don't have to write to the blockchain and pay gas. It's all free. You just have to connect your wallet to the website and you can vote. And we just verify that you're holding this amount of Apollo and cast the vote for you.
Right. Same for applying as a creator. It doesn't take away tokens.
Although the minimum right now, I believe, is $50 to vote. I think it's a little higher for applications. That's all on the website.
50 and 75, I believe.
Yes, and even like you'll see up here, this is how much you need. Oh, hang on. If you ever have a question, this is the amount of Apollo you need to vote. And I believe, and if you go to apply, that number is a little bigger because we require more Apollo to nominate. And there's several reasons for that. One is we want to drive up value for our current holders so that we want people to, buy up more Apollo. And of course, it also helps to prevent certain sketchy activities of people spreading out Apollo. We can make it more expensive for you by upping the amount of Apollo each individual wallet needs to hold.
We have another question about content and visibility and PR and marketing.
Yeah, that's a good question, Judd. I don't know if you want to take that, Caleb. I'm less on the marketing side.
Yeah.
Divulge there.
So as far as what are we actively doing on our side, we do have our social channels running. We have our communities running. We have been running some promo ads and such on like Instagram and Facebook, kind of testing those out. We have people working on kind of like the PR stuff. I am sort of part of that, but I also don't know as much about it. But we do have like paid promos coming out. We paused it briefly while we were doing the rebrand, so that's complete. And so now we're like actively trying to get conversations going with Dallas Morning News or morning show things. I don't exactly know what all that stuff is. And then we are trying to, see how do we run advertisements to get the word out about Apollo to the right people. Like we want to get the word out to creators and artists, that we think would participate in our contest. Then we want to get it out to the right kind of people that are interested in crypto tokens like Apollo. Not financial advice, yes. And so, we want to get, it's hard. It's really hard right now.
And I would say too, there's also the natural side of it. Matt has talked about this. We're working on partnerships in different spaces. And so there's also natural growth there because as these big partners come on, they will also be part of spreading the word of Apollo. So it won't be just us and the teams that we've partnered with for marketing, but those big partners for the project as well.
What do you think about Ethereum and where Ethereum stands with the merge coming?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Feels like it's been a long time coming. I guess
When
it's slated,
merge?
yeah, I believe it's slated for August. Missed that up. They've done Ropsten and I believe another test network have been moved over to proof of stake. And from all that I can tell, things have gone well there. Um, so I guess in August we'll see a shift there to proof of stake, which in its simplest form won't do too much for the end user for now. I think the biggest thing is moving away from proof of work makes energy consumption a ton less because you're no longer having to hook your 3080 up or three 3080s up to run through hashing algorithms. It's just about proving that you're holding Ethereum. Now down the road, the good news is that they are working on things that will help with speed and gas fees. That's the big one. Gas fees aren't really so bad right now. They're pretty low. 3 months ago, it was like $100 to trade ERC20 tokens on Uniswap. But they're working on something called sharding.
Sharding.
Yes, that I guess they say that's next year. We'll see how that goes.
Not just something that happens when you in your pants.
After Taco Bell. Yeah, so they're working on sharding, so that will help with fees and execution speeds as well.
That was speaking of sharding. Sorry, that was one of my favorite episodes on Silicon Valley when they did like a focus group with all these just normies coming in and talking about Pied Piper or whatever they called it, and so somehow they got down the line of like sharding, and Richard was explaining sharding to everyone. But that was funny. Do you do any staking yourself? Can I ask you that? ETH staking?
No, I don't. I know Matt is pretty heavy into the staking game with taking on a couple kids in the past year. I just haven't got into it. Now is just such a scary time. If I would just do something with simple with a stable coin, a good stable coin, a reputable stable coin, or something like that. It feels, yeah. I mean, it's not financial advice, but I guess now would be the time to get aggressive. It feels like, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The merge is upcoming, so that's good. I think the one not financial advice, special scenario that's available right now is staking for the merge and Ethereum 2 is pretty hot, and there's a number of ways to do it. There's services called Rocket Pool is one, and Lido, which is another, and they call it liquid staking. So you can take your ETH to Lido, stake it, and in return they give you ST ETH, so staked ETH, which you can take and do other things with. That's kind of where some of the Terra issues came from, is that people were taking that to other chains and staking it. And then things got liquidated. But you can do that and stake your ETH. It's locked up until the merge, but you get a return on that, like 3 point something %. But something that is kind of like that is happening right now due to like the crazy Three Arrows Capital stuff and Terra and this and that, is that you can actually go directly buy ST ETH without having to go stake yours on Lido. You can go buy ST ETH at a discount.
Yeah.
So you can get it for like a 13% discount or something like that. And then once the merge happens, you can swap it back for 1 ETH. So like 0.93. Right. A year. Oh, is it a year after the merge?
I think it goes beyond the merge. I think that, again, I'm not expert. Don't come back to me, but I believe a lot of the stake ETH rules are a year after the merge.
I think I'm still okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
staking my ETH, putting it away somewhere, like I probably should have done that earlier on before I spent it all on NFTs and stuff. But so I think I might be saving myself by staking my ETH and making a little bit on it. But
it's easier to not do something dumb. You can't do anything.
Yeah, for the listeners, check out Lido, LIDO.fi. check out Rocket Pool. Rocket Pool also has a liquid staking available now. So you stake your ETH and you get our ETH in return. But also, be safe and remember that it's going to be locked up for a while. So you could go back and sell your staked ETH or your our ETH, but like for the staked ETH, you're going to be selling it at a discount right now because of that depegging of staked ETH and ETH.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is probably just because people get scared at times like this and they just want to pull their money out and run. And so if I can at least sell my staked ETH for something, I'll lose my ETH down the road.
That's what happened with Three Arrows Capital and Celsius specifically, is like they had a lot of that on their books.
Yeah.
But they couldn't sell it because there wasn't enough liquidity. And so the price depegged for right now, at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, like you said, it's also a discount if you are looking to buy. There's always deals to be had somewhere.
Yep. Cool. Let's see. GP market finally getting back to normal, Kale Morris. That's true. There's actually a flood of GPUs now, including I think used GPUs. Is that right? That's what I heard recently.
I think they also did something. They did something, I don't know the specifics on it, but it was something they had made it so that like certain GPUs would run well for Bitcoin and ETH mining, and then some wouldn't. So they figured out some way to like wall off everyone just buying it up to do mining, like because now they won't work as well for mining or something like that.
Gotcha. Well, Ethereum won't be mining anymore with staking. Right. Yeah. I'll plug a project that I've been looking at for a year and finally got my miner and set up. It's called Helium. So I would recommend checking that out. It took a really long time. It took me like 7 months for my miner to come in. But it's pretty cool. It's a low frequency network. And so like if you go check it out, you'll see that basically it's like creating a wide area network over cities, a low frequency signal. And they're also working on 5G and stuff. It's pretty cool. There's been a lot of issues in the past 6 months. And so I got kind of screwed because I ordered mine like 8 months ago and it took so long. And then all these issues came up and disagreements and whatever. But I'm still, I'm running it. It's right over here in my window and I've made like $5 in the past week. So it's not great anymore, but check it out. It still looks pretty cool. Bitcoin's, dipping below 20K again. I think Bitcoin's always a good one to look at as a solid foundation.
For sure, and of course, this is all still the Wild West, right?
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's always very volatile, and just don't get too stressed about it. I would say that.
Be slow, be safe.
Yeah, just don't put too much your mind on it, and if
Bitcoin, Apollo, and ETH. That's all you need.
Yeah.
As we're wrapping it, let's start wrapping it up. If anyone else has any questions, go ahead and throw those in. Is there anything we didn't mention or think about?
I guess not. Keep an eye out. My blog should be coming out soon. A lot of people have questions for how Uniswap works. It's not a traditional market. It's an automated market maker, but I go into detail and give some examples because I get the sense that even some experienced traders with Uniswap don't really exactly know what's going on, and they just know that there's vocab words like liquidity and price impact and stuff like that.
I'm looking forward to that because I don't completely know. I have an idea of it. I was trying to explain it to my dad the other day, and I was also trying to explain traditional exchanges and how that works. And it was hard.
Yes. That's a good thing about where we're at. Like it's very easy as I'm asked to come up with blogs, like instructional and technical blogs. It's very easy because there's a lot of questions, and it feels like there's a ton more questions for just about anyone that answers in a space like blockchain or Ethereum or Uniswap, whatever.
That's true. Guys and gals, all over. Thank you all for joining us today. Follow us. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have YouTube. We are.
We're everywhere.
We're legit now. We're on them all. Follow us, subscribe on YouTube, like this video, ding the bell thingy, and maybe we'll at least like start trending up when people search for Apollo or Apollo Inu, and so we can get to the top of those instead of all those like crappy scammy ones that people used to post about Apollo. I'd like to replace all of those.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
But either way, we'll be here every week. So again, if you have questions, even during the week, throw them on Telegram. We're on Telegram, Discord. Throw the questions out there on Twitter. And you can always come back and ask them here. We're always try to be as open as possible. And not all of us will be here every week, but we will do our best to make sure someone is here every week to answer any questions.
Yeah, and if we're not hosting it ourselves, then it might be like a Year Pop kind of thing, like last week where Matt and I jumped on with Year Pop. I remembered one thing. I was talking with some people on Telegram, and they wanted to talk about NFTs more. And so I was thinking, if people have ideas that they want to discuss, like NFTs or other Apollo-based things, coming up with a way to have, community chatter calls or something like that on Discord or whatnot, where we can just the community can talk more, and we don't have to say everything, and we can talk NFTs or other cryptos or kids, stuff like that. Sports. Yeah, sports. Yeah, you can take on that one.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. Again, I'm Zach, Apollo Ted. That's Caleb, Hegemony. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We will see you in chat all through the week and in video form and live stream next week. Thank you guys very much.